It so many times here on the show, haven't we? You know, the sort of thing that we genuinely, as chums, we like to talk about, whether it be the shrinkage of shrinkflation or whatever, and everything that's going wrong in the world today. And when we were younger, do you remember that phrase, customer is king? Didn't matter who you were, what you did, what you said. They were so grateful of your customer that basically you had to curtail and give in. And that was rightly so, I felt. Now, of course, that's by the by, isn't it? They don't really care about what you think, whether you come back. I don't know if you've been shopping recently, gents, but if you try to look for anything like a suit or a jacket, unless you can find it yourself and don't end up with the dreaded slim fit at the counter, yes, you know the one I mean, and you have to look for that now, don't you? Because you think, oh, this shirt looks nice, my size, get it to the counter, slim fit. By that I mean virtually anorexic. Who on earth can get into these things? Shocking when you think. But what's interesting now is it's obviously worked out into all of these things that we've known and loved, all of these massive companies. In particular, this one, the National Trust. Now, the National Trust was a much valued organisation. It's the sort of places that really should be thanked for saving, all thanks to a lot of good funding, nonetheless, a lot of wonderful places that we're still able to visit today. But what's interesting is over the last couple of years, they've decided to come up with their woke analogy, the sort of thing, having special exhibitions, apologising for things that have gone on in previous history. That's the point of history, isn't it? It's gone on and you don't need to apologise. The deal is it happened, you've learned from it, you move on. But that's not what, of course, they decided to do. Now, where it gets really interesting, I think, for me, is to learn that the CEO, that's right, Helen McCready, well, she picks up around about, a couple of years ago at least, £199,000 a year. That, of course, is now a little bit more in 2024. Fascinating to think that you can pick up so much money just by looking after these particular places. What on earth really is the reasoning behind such a high salary? Now, that all could change. That's all because of this. The National Trust, you see, no, it's not their problem, but they've managed to lose 89,000, that's right, a little bit more in fact, but they're admitting to 89,000 people who've deregistered, now not subscribing, supporting, donating, all of that sort of stuff. Now, the head of that particular company, the National Trust, are basically saying, oh no, it's nothing to do with, it's just the cost of living crisis. What happens is, it's a little bit like when you want to become a judge now, you have to fill in certain things. And the bottom line is most people have filled in the reasons for not renewing. And I would say 99% of them are that they're sick of all the woke nonsense. But of course, the stupid people that are now running the National Trust can't put that out. They can't admit they're failing, even though their business model is now literally declining at a vast rate, as one can imagine. So where do they go from here? Well, naturally, the next thing will be, you've got to help us or else we'll have to close down. No, all the people that suggested these madcap ideas need to be removed, fired, axed, whatever you want to call it, and then maybe you can rebuild the trust of the 89,000 people plus that you let go, that you had, that were willing to donate and save such a once established and well-loved organisation. Anybody else agree with me? Neil Sean, Parliament, London.